Hello everyone and welcome to ixamBee. And in this video we are going to discuss about the important concepts part 2, that is related to Data Mart. As we have promised, we are bringing the IT videos with the important concepts that are very much relevant for the exam. So this topic Data Mart is very much relevant for the phase 1. So let's begin with the topic. And before beginning the topic, we should understand what is a Data Mart and some features about the Data Mart. So Data Marts are actually the storage components which are generally consisting of specific things. Like we have to store a large amount of data regarding a particular subject, let's say. So that particular subject can be broken down into sub-subjects. And those sub-subjects data will be stored somewhere, and that will be called as Data Mart. Okay, suppose I'll give you an example. Suppose you have a book of geography. So that particular book of geography can be broken into some chapters. So that book of geography will be called as Data Warehouse of Geography, and the individual chapters will be called as Data Mart for the same. So Data Marts are smaller than the data warehouse and they are very flexible. They are also called as the subset of a warehouse. So you can see here there is a small depiction which is representing the ETL operations, that are the operations of extraction, transformation, and loading into a data warehouse. So what we do, we collect the data from multiple sources that are the database to us, and then we make a data warehouse. On the top of that data warehouse, what we do ETL operations again, understanding the business units or the business user needs, and we perform the ETL operation and we get the specific data marts. After getting the data marts, we just do the ETL operations again depending upon our need to get the desired output in the relevant form. So data mart are a thing which are going to be very specific to a department of an organization or to be specific for a particular business unit. After that thing, there are types of data mart. There are basically three types of data mart. The first one is the dependent data mart, second is the independent data mart, and the third is the hybrid data mart. So the dependent data mart says like, dependent data mart is created by extracting the data from a central repository of the data warehouse. So there will be also one repository from which the data will get extracted and all the data marts will get created, as you can also see in the image. So first what we are going to do, we are going to do the ETL operations to extract the sources, and data mart are created from the data warehouse. After that thing, dependent data marts are created in a top-down manner approach. It means first we have to get the resources, doing the warehousing thing, and then doing the ETL operation to get our data marts. So it is a top-to-down approach, and this is used by many organizations in order to do the specialization of the data. The second thing is the independent data mart. So what is independent data mart? Independent data mart are the things where we skip the step of maintaining a entirely new data warehouse. We directly extract the data from the individual operational resources and we get our data in the independent data marts. It means the informations which are stored in these data marts are independent of the warehouse from where we are getting these data. And this particular thing is from the bottom up approach. Okay, and here we are not involving the data warehouse at this point of time. What we are going to do, we are going to have the data warehouse after the data marts are created, and we can just combine these data marts to build our entire data warehouse. So these are the difference between the independent and the dependent data warehouse. After that thing, hybrid data marts are there. Sometimes we need to create a data warehouse, sometimes we do not need to create a data warehouse. So what we do, we go with the hybrid data mart. In hybrid data mart, we can extract data from the operational source or from directly the data warehouse, depending upon our business unit requirement or from the departmental need. So you can see in the first path, we are going to create the independent data marts, and that is from the directly external sources, and the second path reflects the dependent data models of the data. So these two things are there which we have to keep in mind while creating the hybrid data mart. After that thing, what is the need of a data mart? So data mart focuses mainly on the particular department, as I already said. And after that, it is usually maintained by a single authority because that is more specific to their requirement. Then the next thing that they are going to take in care with the need, that the data retrieval and maintaining is very quick as compared to the other forms of data which we are using right now, and the maintenance is also very easy as compared to big data warehouse. It reduces the response time from the query, as well as it is stored a small volume of data. And again, the storage unit is very smooth for running the individual department because they are very small and fast. The next topic in our video is the advantage of data marts. So why we are using data marts at the end? So we are using the data marts because they take less time as compared to the implementation of the other forms of data storage thing like data warehouse or OLAP or like this. Now, this particular thing here, organization are provided to choose the model of whatever kind they want to have. Okay, so according to their business need and whatever the cost estimate they have in hand, they can choose what kind of data mart they want to build up for that particular business unit. So it is very much user oriented, and it is accessible at the same time. So the data accessibility is also very easy here, and whatever we do, the business friend, according to the business friend, whatever the queries we are filing, it enables us to maintain and analyze those trends as well. So it is giving some kind of data analytics approach to our course, to our course of business. So if I talk about the trend in 5 years down the line, or 10 years, or 20 or 50 years down the line, this particular approach is going to provide that insight as well. After that thing, disadvantages of the data marts. So why are the disadvantages? So the worst disadvantage is that we will be end up in creating so many data marts because our requirements are in large numbers. So depending upon every particular requirement, we are going to create something. So this is somehow cumbersome for us in order to maintain so many data marts, and also it stores something which is very specific, so it cannot be reused with other thing. Okay, so one company's data cannot be used with the same company's other departmental data because that is too department specific. So these are some of the disadvantages of the data mart. By this thing we end up the topic of the data mart, and I hope you understood it very well. If you got any kind of doubt and some of your questions went unanswered while studying the data mart topic, please do mention them in the comment section. We will be very happy to help you out. Other than that, we are running our SEBI Grade A course for IT officer, and you can enroll now to get the video lessons, study notes, practice tests, live sessions, and interview guidance from our side. And this particular course is very exhaustive in nature, so I will suggest you to please go ahead and take a demo of this course and just take the advantages of the things that we are giving to you. You can visit our website, that is www.ixamBee.com, and by this thing you can prepare 50% faster. By the time I bring the new videos, keep practicing and stay updated.